Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and thank you as always for watching. If for some reason you do like this video, then please do give me a like. If not, there's like a quarter of a screen of tennis up there, which might be more enjoyable, probably will be. But anyway, let's get into the video. So we're going to be talking about the Monaco Grand Prix, and as I've alluded to before, the Monaco Grand Prix is never the most exciting race-wise, but we did actually get a lot of drama in this Monaco Grand Prix, and it was exciting if not painful at the same time. So yeah, let's dive into it. We're going to start with, obviously at the start with or who didn't start, Charles Leclerc. Now, as I said in my previous video before the first practice, I thought that the Ferrari did have potential around Monaco, just because I felt it was lacking in engine performance, and that we seem to be proved right there for a little bit, because, well, not only did Sainz get P2 in the race, but obviously Charles Leclerc got pole, and they also dominated the practice sessions as well. So the Ferrari really did actually work well around Monaco. But then we just saw a typical Ferrari again, didn't we? A Ferrari team again, just making the wrong decisions. And after seeing that crash, why you wouldn't change the gearbox is, and I'm not even an engineer. I'm just a basic fan that loves F1, and even I would be like, right, that gearbox is, yeah, that's done. You better change that. And obviously that became apparent on the it wasn't even the formation lap, was it? It was the lap to the grid, and they found that out straight away. So yeah, another typical Ferrari mess up, to be honest, and yeah, it's absolutely typical of them. I mean, this one's an absolutely crazy one, to be honest, but it's surprising, but it's not surprising because it's Ferrari, and the trend they seem to have recently. So yeah, I would have loved to have seen Charles Leclerc win that race, to be honest. He's obviously been unlucky. He has caused a lot of the problems for himself. You will surely agree with that, because most of the times it involves him crashing by himself or doing a sketchy overtake on someone. So yeah, shit one on the side of Charles Leclerc, but on the opposite side of the garage, Carlos Sainz, what performance! Brilliant performance, and yeah, second place in a car that was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, he was never going to catch Max, who we'll get onto next. But yeah, solid performance from Carlos, and I think he'll be very happy to not only beat Charles Leclerc, but be on the podium. His first podium, I think it is, for Ferrari, and yeah, he'll be chuffed with that. So anyway, moving on to Max Verstappen. So brilliant performance from Max. What, we wouldn't expect anything less from Max Verstappen at this point, would we, to be honest? So yeah, he was looking fine. I mean, let's not forget, he was well up on Leclerc's time until Leclerc put it in the wall. Obviously Max could have put it in the wall at the same place if Leclerc wasn't there, so it's not guaranteed, but Max was up on the first two sectors of Charles Leclerc by a lot. So yeah, he most likely would have got pole. And then obviously just dominated the race, closed off Bottas at the start. No chance for Bottas. Bottas doesn't like sending it, obviously, as I've said in previous videos as well. So yeah, and then he just controlled the race from there, to be honest. I will say to Bottas though, because that's who we're going to be moving on to next to, is the Mercs. Bottas did do a very good performance, I think, in the Mercedes, and challenged Max a lot. And I was kind of worried at some point that he might actually sort of challenge and maybe be there for the undercut, but obviously you know what happened with the pit stops, where the wheel nut wouldn't come off. I've rounded a wheel nut off before in my life, and yeah, it's not fun. You have to get some serious tools out to get that off once you've rounded it. So yeah, not ideal from them. But Bottas did actually look good, and he definitely outperformed Hamilton all weekend. We'll get on to the second drivers. We'll start with Perez before Hamilton, and yeah, decent performance from Perez. I mean, after quali, I think that's pretty much what they could have expected from him. Obviously, he needs to improve on his qualifying, but in terms of the race, he did do a good performance, I think. So yeah, I mean, we didn't really see much of him in the race, apart from obviously when he took Hamill in the pits and we saw a little glimpse of him. But yeah, solid race from him, and he just proves that he can use the tyres better than better than most people, and he can push when he needs to if someone does try and undercut him, and that sort of offsets their undercut basically, and that was what was proven this week. And now Hamilton, and it feels strange to be talking about Hamilton so late in a video, but he didn't really have he had a terrible weekend, to be honest. He never got to grips with the car at all. He was never happy with it. Qualifying, no pace at all. Bottas outshone him, and Bottas does not normally go well around Monaco, and Hamilton normally goes very well around Monaco. So it was very strange to see Bottas being the one that's coping with Monaco better. And in the race, obviously, I know Lewis was complaining on the radio, and they probably did make a bit of a strategy error with that, but at the end of the day, there just wasn't the pace in that car. And as you've seen from any race over any time, if you've not got any pace, you're not going to win, and that's as simple as that. So that's essentially why Lewis was finished 7th. I mean, arguably, yes, maybe he could have got 6th, maybe even 5th, but he wouldn't have been anywhere near a podium with the pace that he had this weekend. So yeah, he'll be scratching his head at that one. I'm sure he's going to come back strong, and we'll see Max versus Lewis again in the next race. I don't think we'll see the Ferraris up there again. But yeah, devastating for Hamilton, but like I said, I'm sure he'll come back stronger. McLaren, interesting one with McLaren again this weekend. Norris lapping Ricciardo. I mean, wow, yeah, that's, I was not expecting that in the slightest. I mean, I know that Norris has been generally outperforming Ricciardo this season, but I would not be expecting Norris or anyone, in fact, to lap Daniel Ricciardo at Monaco, because he's performed so well around there in the past. Obviously, he's nearly won it twice. The other time, it wasn't his fault. They didn't have any tyres already when he came in the pit stop. You can't really blame him for that. So yeah, and he's also got multiple poles around here. Let's just say Daniel Ricciardo knows how to drive fast around Monaco. So to see him get lapped by his teammate at Monaco is baffling. And yeah, obviously I think he came about P12 in the end, wasn't it? So yeah, head scratcher, to be honest. I don't know why. I'm sure he doesn't know why, but I'm sure they've got a lot of data that they'll analyse and everything to understand why, and hopefully he can improve in the future. But what a result for Norris, though. I mean, yeah, his first podium at Monaco, and yeah, obviously with it being Sainz and Verstappen on the podium as well. Obviously Sainz being his former teammate, and Verstappen, they do a lot of online racing together. So that was a very friendly podium, and that was nice to see, and also a younger podium than we used to seeing. So yeah, really enjoyed that. Back of the field, not much to say about the back of the field, to be honest. Raikkonen and Alonso, the two previous champions. Raikkonen, I would say, just always has a solid race. He just has a solid race every week. And Alonso, again, he'll be disappointed with his performance, but how much of that is down to the car? The Alpine seems to favour higher speed tracks than the tighter ones, so we'll have to wait and see with that. But yeah, Alonso won't be too happy with that at all. The back of the field, your usual suspects. Maybe Tsunoda slightly out of place. He would have been. I would have fancied him a little bit higher up the grid, to be honest, especially with where Gasly finished. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the Gasly and Vettel overtake. That was fantastic. That was, yeah, Vettel. Well, both drivers actually. It takes two to have a really good overtake like that, because that could have been a crash very easily. So yeah, congrats to them both, and it's good to see Vettel. I think I did a video about 3 years ago about how has Vettel got his mojo back. It turned out at the time he hadn't. So yeah, maybe I won't do another one of those just for Sebastian's sake. But yeah, he seems to be. Well, let's hope it's a turning form for Vettel. So yeah, the rest of the back of the field, pretty much as you'd expect. Obviously, Russell doing a very good job to lead the rubbish cars. And yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to ramble on about, to be honest. I don't want to take up any much more of your time, so yeah, thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.